Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very sad video. I know, I'm a positive queen and I'm just like, also look at my makeup today. I look fantastic like every other day, but just like today I have red on my eyes. And also, where is it? I wanted to show you my newest purchase today that is so bling and I am in love with it. Look at this. Tell me I don't look like a rock star. An influencer? Uh, Girl boss? Yes. These are huge. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna walk around like this, but okay. So, as you know, I have a video about that time where I went to court the second time. And in earlier videos, you can see how I'm like talking kind of anonymously about the situation, like briefly, is just like mentioning it like at the very end of the video, just like talking about what happened until the court thing happened, which if you don't know, I don't want to talk about that too much in this video, but I had a fallout with my best friends because it's a long story. I don't want to get into that, but today I wanted to look into the aftermath and tell a bit of like stories and stuff like that and just like reminisce with you because that's all I can do. And yeah, let's get right into it with a joint. Sorry. Today, I'm not proud of this, but we have a spliff. I'm so cute. Oh my god, my grandma's calling me? אני בסדר, מה שלומך סבתא? איך את? That indeed was my grandmom, and she just came back from overseas, and I'm gonna see her tomorrow. And if you didn't know, my grandmom is my best friend. So, you know how you have that long distance best friend, and you just like have this, occasion that you always meet at? So, this is me and my grandmom. So where was I actually? I really don't remember. Oh. So I wanted to tell some stories because I felt like I am reminiscing right now. Like this is probably all I can think about, right? Because like the thing is, I took very seriously the idea of writing my book, hence why I go to a coffee shop every morning that I'm not working at the arcade, and I spend my morning writing for a few hours, writing my book at a coffee shop on my laptop. Like, because I do want it to be out, and a physical thing that you can go buy at the local store around 2026, right? This is my plan, right? So this means I'm good under pressure, because I know if I postpone it and I think about it like in the like it's something that is I need more time for, then I will never do it, but if I have like this close of a deadline, like I gotta make it happen. It gets me motivated, to set myself unrealistic expectations. Interesting. um how do you call it? I lost the momentum anyway. But yeah, so I usually go to a coffee shop in the mall that is closest to my house. And I forgot until this holiday, right? Because it's a holiday today. It's Purim. If you didn't know, it's like Israeli Halloween, like when everybody is just like dressing up, and there's like a whole spiritual shit about it behind it, but we're not gonna get into that. That's not what the video is about. So I forgot that in that mall there's a holiday and anything like that. On the central floor there are like booths of the label stores of like the brand name stores, right? For just like special stuff for this occasion or this holiday. You know what I mean? So Susan, remember that I called them Susan and Brianna in my video. So like Susan, right, works there at one of those booths at the on the central floor, and my coffee shop is on the central floor. And I just have so many good memories like of going there and seeing her, and it feels so natural to me to just go to approach her and be like, hi, like nothing happened, because like I don't know, my heart wants to do it. But I get chills saying that because I don't know, I fell in love with this girl, like in the most wholesomest way ever. Like she was truly a person that I saw in my life forever. I really did. Like we would always joke about how like after like we're 30, like if we're not gonna find anyone else, we're gonna marry each other, like, and we're gonna smoke a joint in the country club when we're old. Like we will always talk about stuff like that. Like we really saw each other long term, like in the future type friendship, like die hard. And I don't want to blame Brianna for just like coming in and quote unquote ruining what we had, because this wasn't the case. I think if it wasn't Brianna, it would have been anybody else. You know what I mean? Like it's just that somebody else was more important than I was. And that somebody else was, I guess, like more similar to what she is. And I think this is why she chose that other option than me. But I am just like butthurt about it. I'm gonna be very honest, because I'm reminiscing and I'm just like, yo, that's like, I wasn't an angel myself. I did some stupid stuff, but like, if you compare what I did, listen, if you compare my intentions, that's a whole other story. But if you compare, because like I always come from like a good place. I never want to hurt anyone, no matter what you do. Like, remember that roommate that owes me 8,000 shekels? Well, I didn't go sue her after the I tried to get a restraining order from her because I have a video about that too. I felt at risk physically, but I never tried to sue the money out of her, and I would have won. Like, I had all the receipts, I had the contract, everything, right? The bills, I kept all of the bills that she didn't pay, that I had to pay out of my own money. And I just threw him away. I waited like another month, and I was like, no, I can't do this to her. I know she doesn't keep a job. I know I don't, like, who the fuck is gonna, and she has a single mom and 2 siblings, like, who the fuck is gonna pay that 8,000 shekels? Yeah, I want them, I deserve them, whatever, yeah. But I know the universe is gonna provide for me in a different way. Like, I don't need to go do that to her, because I know she doesn't have much already. Like, what do I get from that? Like, money. Okay, and you know what I mean? So yeah, I always come from like a good place. I That's just who I am as a person, and fucked me up a lot in life, because that kind of like makes me more vulnerable, I guess. But they what they did, you can go watch those other videos, I would link them. But what they did was just like so annoying and humiliating to me, and it was bullying, actually. And it was something that I did feel like is building up for like a long time, because like, I don't know, like we had this falling out about like it was a fight that stuck with me, and I was just like, okay, after this, I don't know what I think about them anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so I was thinking of a way to celebrate my anniversary for the podcast. It was the first year, a full year anniversary for my podcast. Can you believe that? You know? Let's not even mention the fact that the podcast is something that she and I came up with when we were high on LSD. I do not condone drugs, no. But we were high on LSD on my roof, at my first ever apartment. And we were just like having like amazing conversations, and we were just like joking about like we should make a podcast of just us doing this. And I took it seriously, and that's what I did, and that is what it is. And that's why also I had a problem going back to the rhythm of recording podcasts and like finding the reason of why to even keep doing it, because like she's not here anymore. Like it's not us doing this, where it's where's the meaning, so I had to like take a break, creative break, to just like realize and understand what is my motivation to keep going with the podcast now, and it's mainly the reason that I can't shut up. But for the anniversary, I asked on the podcast's page story, right, on Instagram, what do you think it's a good idea of doing to celebrate the anniversary? Like, what do you think, what would you like to see as my watchers, my listeners, whatever, okay, my followers? And one of them like said that would be really dope if every participant of the podcast ever would come for a joint episode, to like celebrate the every like guest of the year, you know what I mean? And I thought it was such a fucking good concept. It was so fucking it was such a good fucking idea. Like, I wish I had done it. I really wish I had done it. Like, this might be my only like regret this year, I'm a person who doesn't regret anything. And this, I don't regret this necessarily, but I just like, I wish I had done it. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I had done it. But they had a problem with every single guest that has been on my podcast, and they didn't see my business as business. They didn't see it as me being professional and just like doing it to promote my business and disconnect a moment from like things that happened in the past, and I'm not talking about the people who did bad stuff, right? It's just like people over petty shit, okay? It's like petty shit mainly. And like, I am the one that is always the Aquarius ass, right? Like, I'm always like, let's put aside our differences for the sake of the conversation, because that is the whole fucking point of group dynamics, right? And this is the whole thing that my podcast is about, group dynamics, and how different people respond to different subjects and share information and like process information. Like, I don't know, this is what I think my podcast is, because like it always deals with like a lot of people in one podcast, in one like episode, or it deals with a lot of intellectual pursuits in a lot of like subjects, hits blunt thoughts, because my podcast is called Hits Blunt, you know what I mean? So I thought it was a like great idea to bring all of those people back into talk about like one subject. Isn't that cool? Like, I think that's pretty cool. And my best friend actually said that taboo would be like a very good like concept, perhaps, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, I can build, like I can write a very good episode about this. I'm gonna get viral. Like, this is amazing. Like, this is a project I'm gonna be so proud of. Like, I'm gonna enjoy doing this. This is my purpose. And I had in that apartment also like a huge ass round table like that. But at the time, I was sharing my house with Susan. And guess what? Susan and fucking Brianna, they were so mad at me for even insinuating that I can bring those people home and that I can make uh, listen, I'm not saying it did make me mad, okay? It did make me mad, right? It did upset me when they just like didn't see at all my dreams. They didn't, and it's not like I was like hiding them. It's not like no, I'm speaking about like my manifestations like every day, all day. Like, I already have them because this is how I manifest things so fast. You know what I mean? Like, I make it a reality by making it a reality. They didn't see it. Like, I was always on my computer, always editing a podcast, always filming, always doing this, and they still did not see it as a very professional thing. And I know the whole point is for us to still like be friends and like stand up for our morals and shit like this, but they didn't even understand the whole point of putting the differences aside, putting the background aside, and just being completely objective for the sake of a conversation, for more information and knowledge. And I don't know, like, perhaps they didn't see it because it really seemed like they did not even in the slightest saw that in the idea of bringing every guest back. So I tried, compromising with them. I'm so nice, when you are my friend, and sometimes I kind of like get offended. I don't regret being that, but I just like get offended, like, you just like ungrateful bitch, like, like I did all of this because I actually can. Like, it's not like, oh, I did this, you need to do this too. Like, no, I actually care, but like, that's how you respond to it. That's how you react to my kindness, my love, my appreciation. Well, that says a lot about you as a person, like, because another thing is that everybody always thinks that I have an ulterior motive. That happened to me so much. Everybody thinks I have an ulterior motive, right? She is so nice because she has a crush on me. She is so nice because she wants something from me. She is so nice because she's actually jealous. She's so nice because she's actually a bitch. It's actually a bitch. She being nice. She's actually fake. Like, they will find any fucking like thing to say about me to not accept the fact that I'm just a kind person and I do things because I love doing things for people, and I thrive from my community thriving. And it's not like I just like go around, and just like try to be nice to people. No, like, if you see me walk in the streets, I'm gonna look like this. If we're gonna make a snarky comment, I'm gonna still look like this. It's not like I go around and I just like throw rose petals wherever I go. No, but but that's how it feels, probably. Because I do care a lot about positivity, and I do care a lot about authenticity and like living in the moment, and I never could fake small talk or anything like that. I cannot do that. I can't. It just, like, I want to talk about something. Like, if not, then why even opening my mouth? Like, what I'm gonna talk about, like the weather. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what? You know, um, So people always think that I'm this cute and I'm this nice and I'm this like giving and I'm this like whatever because either I'm jealous or I'm uh whatever mean actually, and I do it in a mean way to like be like above them and be like, oh, that is so cute, you know, like I don't know why people think that about me. Like like why is so hard for your ego to accept that people just are nice because they don't want anything in return, they just want to be nice, you know? I don't need anything from you, I just want to be nice because it makes me happy, you know? Like, is that too much for y'all to understand? Like, cause that just seemed to be it, you know? The roommate, she thought I was just like fake nice. She thought I was like too nice, you know what I mean? Like, cause we were too similar, you know, and I thought she was like me. I thought she was positive, but I guess inside, later on, I realized that inside she was a completely different thing, but mirroring to me, you know, uplifting, positive, slay sis, and sometimes yeah, the like um pessimism would like come in to play, but like I just thought it was because she was a Capricorn. I didn't think anything much of it, you know, until the whole thing happened. And yeah. And also them, like Brianna is just like Brianna is just a very negative person. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I don't mean it in a bad way, but everybody has like their own way of looking at life, right? And she really reminds me of my roommate, my previous roommate in some ways, and they also said that both themselves. Like they said to each other, "You have the same energy as mine," you know? So the moment also they said that, I was just like, "Oh, oh shit," you know? Oh, what does that mean then, you know? But they were right, you know, because they are like very empathetic and can be supportive, but are very like self-centered in a weird way of like they always try to like compete with you. I don't know. I don't know why. If you say something good happened, they're gonna outgood it, you know? Like, oh, this happened to you? Well, one time this happened to me, you know? That kind of a person. And, you know, I thought it was just like a Leo thing, you know? Because the roommate also had Leo rising. Um, I thought it was just like a Leo thing, you know? They have to always like pump their own chest and shit like that. But no, it is a personality disorder. And you know, I was one of those people who fell for the idea of somebody having a personality disorder and believing you can like endure it and that it's like it's fine, you know? And but I couldn't, man. I couldn't like I'm not saying I didn't go through like a mental health phase, you know, my sixth house in Scorpio, you know, I did. Institutions, shit like that. Not like to be hospitalized, but just like I went crazy and shit. But like, you know, as a person who I am today, like I cannot endure that because this is a very like low frequency, and I just couldn't anymore. And the universe had to show it to me in like a very aggressive way, but like whatever, you know. So anyway, yeah, she Susan works at the mall that I go to write in. And I every time I go to the bathroom to and I need to go past the booths, I just like have those butterflies in my stomach. You know, I don't know, man. Is this like how falling in love feels like? Because like I cannot imagine any person I've ever felt this specific feeling for. Like, it's the type of feeling that you have when, like, you're still hung up on an ex because it never really ended, really. And it's like you were in love, and I don't know, just this is how it feels, and we were friends, nothing beyond that, but it was such like a deep friendship. I can't like explain that, I cannot really explain that because, like, again, it was like a long term type of thing. Like, we were just like die hard. We were just like, I'm gonna be there for you till whatever. Like, I'm gonna be there no matter what, like, and I tried. I really did try, like, I get chills. I have chills, man, because, like, I really cannot stress this enough. You know how, like, you're still hung up on your ex and you're just like tidying up yourself, and you're just like, checking to see if you look good, but then you're like, no, I don't want them actually to see me, but if they see me, I couldn't be looking at them, and you want to look at them because you're hung up, you know what I mean, but you don't want them to look at you at the same time, and it's just like this whole, like, I wish I could just go up and talk to them, but it's this awkward, weird situation, and this is exactly how I feel. And that is astonishing to me because I've I've realized in my personal life, right, that as much as I have Gemini rising and shit like that, and I'm a very social person, and I like people and intellectual and intelligent social pursuits. Um, I don't open up. Never, ever to anyone. I mean, they could think I am opening up and I'm sharing information, but like, I don't. I share it like I do on my Instagram. Like, I say something and people think it's like, wow, she's sharing a lot, but actually, it was like a quarter of what actually happened. You know what I mean? So, or like what I actually want to say. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of a thing that I'm gonna like dilly dally around myself and like my actual personal life. If I don't trust you enough, if I don't know you, like, I'm not gonna just tell people what I do for a living and how I live my life and just like my story, my backstory, like in what schools I went to. Like, people do that all the time and just like talk about themselves, and I just don't like that because I've realized that I don't want random people having information about me because it has been proven to not be very beneficial to me, you know? So I just rather not share any information. And narcissists narcissists in plural, they like people like me. They creep a lot. So like, I do my best to not be cooperative and not, in social situations as well, like be more of the mysterious because I don't want to talk about myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like a tree in a sense, I am my own thing and I'm just observing y'all. I don't know why, but it's just like me. This is crooked. I've only now realized. Sorry, guys. I'm not getting up to fix it. There's no way. So, yeah, it's this feeling, and I just cannot stop thinking about her and like experiences that we've had. Like, let me bet you right now that I'm gonna open up my phone, and there's gonna be in my iPhone, like in my gallery, there's gonna be like memories, and she's gonna pop up. Let's bet, right? Let's actually go there right now. Yeah, right? Spring 2022. Like, this is specifically from the time when I first got my tattoo. But I first got only the lines, you see. And we had such a great time. I will never forget this. Like, we went, me, Susan, and Brianna, and it was my first ever tattoo, and it was kind of like the second of Brianna and like the fifth, sixth of Susan. So we were so excited and everything like that, and it was really fun, and we ate sushi and we listened to the Smiths, and we joked about drugs with the tattoo artists, and it's so cute. Like, I also went to the same tattoo artist to like finish my tattoo, but like their studio is called Love and Light Studio, and it is so cute. It's kind of like Buddhistly designed. It's kind of like very spiritual and like, I don't know, tribal. Cute. I like it, and I like the people and the vibe. They're cute. So yeah, at that time, Brianna had to go. She got her tattoo done and she had to go because her mom was like bothering her about something. So me and Susan, we just stayed for like, we went to smoke a few joints, and we found a spot that we just like went to smoke a joint at. That's what I love about smokers, because you can't just like smoke a cigarette. Like, you can't just like smoke it like a cigarette on like the sidewalk. You have to go somewhere to sit somewhere. So that's what we always do, like stoners, and we just found this like cute like ramp in front of this beach. It was really cute, and we were just like smoking there, and it was cute. And then we went to like a bar, and I drank a cocktail named Venus. I remember it only now that I drank Venus, and it was a very highly spiritual experience and shit like that. And I was in my also spiritual awakening, and mocking your body is not something like usual. Like, it's just happens, with no consequences. I mean, it does have spiritual consequences, and this is why I always think about what I want to mark on my body, to tattoo on my body, because like it's gonna stay there forever, and it has a spiritual meaning. It's gonna influence my life a lot. So the tattoos that I really got were both the sign of Aquarius and the constellation. For me, it meant like the sun and the moon, because I have both in Aquarius, and I just am in love with the fact that this is my sign, and I'm obsessed with it, and just like, so it was really fun. And yeah, I will never forget all of the times that I went to the beach with her. Like, I kid you not, there was one time, I talked about it once, there was one time we went to the beach, and we have also a lot of pictures from that day, but we went to the beach, and I was high as fuck, because she has the best fucking weed ever, right? So I was high as fuck, and we were going to the beach, and there's pretty much one way to go to the beach. But if you want to, like, I don't know, be creative, there is kind of like a way around the normal way to go, because to go to the beach, you have to go through the center where my soulmate used to work, my twin flame, whatever used to works, whatever, I don't know anymore. Yeah. So you have to go through there to get to the beach. But we were like, what if we will go through this residential neighborhood in the same direction? We're just like, for once in our lives, right? Do something that we do all the time a little differently. And and the minute we do that, she says, imagine we just like walk on this sidewalk and we find like money, and we were laughing, and bitch, We were walking on the sidewalk. At the end of the fucking sidewalk, there's a fucking bill of 20. And she picks it up, bitch, and she's like, this is her reaction. And this is what I also used to love about her, that she was so animated, you know? And at the beginning of our friendship, like, her energy was like too much for me to respond to or to like match, you know, because I didn't have a very strong sense of self. And when I did, I just loved being with her because I could match her energy, and like, she would be one of the only people, right, who would be this hyper, who would be this manic, I guess, in a good way, you know, like, but also this adventurous. She was so adventurous. Like, we would do crazy things. And also, that day, right, that we found the bill of 20, we went to the beach in a weird way, you know. We go to the beach, right? We set up and shit. And then next to us, we hear like people talking English. So we're like, okay, these are like tourists or like something, you know. And we're sitting there, and in our like little swimsuits, bikinis, whatever, super high, smoking a joint. And we looked at them, and they were eating pizza. And then she was like, I wish they like offered us like some pizza right now. And I was like, yeah, like, why wouldn't they, you know, like, playing along, like, you know, being a manifesting guru and just like, you know, making it a reality, because I thought that would be super funny if it really happened. Because like, we just found a bill of 20, bitch. Like, that never happened to me before, you know, like, what, you know. So I was like, yeah, like, that would be super funny. Like, there's no reason for it not to happen. And bitch, they come up to us and they're like, do you want a slice, you know. And I, well, didn't, because I still have problems eating in front of people, you know. Back then, it's fuck, especially when I'm high. But like, that was so fucking crazy that happened, you know. And then they lit up a joint, and then we were like, because I think we ran out of like rolled joints or something like that. So we were just like, wow. She was like, I wish they would just like let us hit like the joint. And I was like, yeah, like, they give us pizza, like, why wouldn't they, you know what I mean? Like, we're hot girls. And the next thing you know, they fucking let us hit the joint. You know, they're like, oh, you want some, you know. It was, and they were super cute, super nice, you know. Yeah. And it was like such a spiritual experience, and I was just like, oh my god. It was also so many other things, because it was also my first time ever wearing a bikini that day. It was like very I don't know, it was very fun. I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this person. Like, I loved her so much. I loved being with her and her energy, like. And I remember that the same holiday that the same holiday last year, she was again working at that same booth. And that booth is like for costumes and shit. And like I said, this holiday, people like wear costumes, you know. So after she was working, like, because I lived right in front of that mall, you know, like, insanely ridiculous walking time, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you know. So she was like, what if I just like come over, you know, I'll change to like a costume at your place, and we'll go celebrate like at a bar and shit. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, like, let's do that, you know. And she borrowed but basically just like, how do you call it, licked, like a devious lick, but she just stole basically costumes for where she was working. And like, she wore them, and oh my god, that was so cute. And we were taking so many pictures on our way to the bar, and just like, we were getting so drunk, and we were flirting with the like waiters, so they will give us like, not in that way, you know, not in that way, but like in the girly way, that, you know, you're like extra nice to get a free drink, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not in a bad way, it's not like in a provocative way, it's just like being extra nice. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not a girl, then I don't know if you know what I mean. But try going to like a gay bar, and maybe then you will. But yeah, so I just have so many good memories, of us going also so many places, bitch. Like, we went to a convention once. I remember this, because I'm about to go on a convention on Sunday. And like, I remember like we went on a convention during spring, and not in costumes or anything like that. We were just like on a whim going, actually. She was like volunteering in the early mornings, and after that we just like hopped to Tel Aviv and just like went to the convention and just like, you know we were also so high. There was one time we were going to like we were going to like village, if you want to call it like a village, um in like a small town, to stay the weekend in the guitarist's house, her dad's house, which was in an amazing location. It was like everything that they were eating, they were growing there, and it was just like amazing, amazing, like amazing view to like this beautiful lake, uh, sea, whatever you want to call, shore, actually. Yeah. And we wanted to take LSD on that trip, because we were a little bit traumatized back in the days. So we did a lot of drugs. And I mean, I personally saw it as a very spiritual experience, and I'm sure a few of them did as well. And I do not condone any drugs, but this is my story, and I'm just gonna share it with you, you know and I remember she had to be the one buying, and it was really funny because like, I mean, I wasn't funny at the time, like it was a little scary because he got super mad at her, like the dude, because he actually was late, and he as he got up, like as he got there, to make the deal, there was a cop car behind them, like a police car, and he was like being so upset and like pissed off at her on the phone, like there's so many people here, like there's a police car over here, what, are you trying to get me arrested, like bitch, like shit like that. And he did like a whole U-turn, and then he came back, and she bought the things, and I remember like we were running, like it was fun. It was fun, like not because of the specific you know incident, but I'm saying like it was fun to have this adventurous and open and social and like lifted person around, I guess at some point she just like wasn't that person anymore. The thing that I really have noticed in Susan and Brianna's friendship is that Susan and Brianna, I was about to say that it was just Brianna, but I think it's both of them. That they are really comfortable with with being where they are, and they feel bad when the other one is trying to get better, is doing better, because they feel like they are the same person. So they feel like they should be on the same level. And if the other one is doing better, it's like, well, either there's something wrong with me, or I'm gonna have to like remind her where she stands, because like I, I don't want to admit there's something wrong with me, so like I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? So like they want to like keep each other. What is happening to me? So they want to keep each other in this like stagnant place, because that is where it's comfortable, and like it's kind of sad. Like at the beginning, it wasn't really like that from what I could see, right? From what I could see, but they had a very close relationship that I just like it wasn't on my level, you know. It was like the we're staying at each other's place like nearly every day, seeing each other every day type of friendship. At the beginning, like Susan was like doing all she could for Brianna, right? Like, and Brianna didn't show any appreciation to that whatsoever, to the point where everybody else could notice as well. And after actually Brianna's birthday, you know, it was an evening at Brianna's house where all of the group of friends that we were at the time, all of the girls, right? We were from everywhere in the country, right? Just like all of us slept at my place, okay, the drug house, you know, my first ever apartment, and Brianna lives close, so like we just like walked from my, you know, they stayed at my house to go to Brianna's birthday. I didn't like Brianna since the beginning, but like one of the girls told me something. One of the elders, you know, the one that was kind of like the dad for the group, like I was the mom, and she told me, "Look at her, just like this like troubled kid, you know." And I was like, "Yeah, I can see that. Oh, that's kind of cute actually, you know." But yeah, that meant we weren't that close though, because I had this like kind of like distant view of her, like she's the little kid, you know. And I even bought her a birthday present and everything. You know, this is, you know, again, to the fact that I don't have an ulterior motive. Like, I didn't need her to like me. I didn't want her to like me. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't give a shit about that. I just wanted to be, like, a nice person, even though I didn't fully like the person, and give her a gift because I just saw something that I was just like, she would really like that, you know, and she has a birthday soon, so like let me buy that, you know, like because I didn't think about anything else. Like it was just I was enjoying the fact that she receives something like this. I don't know how to explain it to you. Does it make sense? Am I the only nice person on earth? Like, cause it's starting to seem this way, you know. Y'all need to learn some unconditional giving because, bruh. After the night at Brianna's birthday, everybody, like I said, went to my place to sleep because Brianna's mom wouldn't let the whole 5,000 people that were there to sleep there. Susan was talking to us as a group and telling us, like, look, I set up this whole birthday. Like, I did everything. Everything. And she didn't even say thank you once. And we were all, like, being like, you have to talk with her about this. Like, if y'all are actually good friends, like, you would talk about this, you know, and she would listen to you. And she would, like, appreciate you more. And you do need to be with people who appreciate you more and shit like that, you know. And just like I remember that like it was yesterday. It did happen a few times also that recently that Susan would say shit like, I know like Brianna is kind of like a little bit manipulative, but like she's in a bad place, like what can I do, you know? Like I have to accept that and I have to be there for her and I want to, you know. But I know she is being manipulative. I know she's doing ABC, you know, shit like that. And I'm not saying that, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm saying. The times when we would just, oh my god, all the times when she was desperately wanting to buy a bong. Like, it would be like a running joke that every time she comes over, she's like, yo, oh my god, I have to buy a bong. Like, we have to go buy a bong. Like, we must. Like, what are we? Because she was not getting high off of joints. Like, it wasn't doing it for her. Like, she liked, you know, ripping bongs, basically. So, she would, it'll nearly every time. And when I'm saying every time, it was literally every time that she didn't bring her own bong, or that we, like me and my roommates, didn't have a bong, you know. Every other time, you know, she would be like, okay, we're going to buy a bong right now. Right now, dress up, we're going to buy a bong. And sometimes we even went and bought a bong, you know. Sometimes, most times actually, it happened. And most times, the bong broke the next day or something like that, you know? And it was just, yeah, it was really funny, you know, because that was like her thing that, you know, when I moved in with my previous roommate, she actually bought us a bong as a homecoming gift because she knew she would be there a lot, and she was like, this is for me. You know, like, until that extent, you know, it was so cute also. And this is like the shit that am remembering, and I'm remembering like her in a good way, and like what a good person she was, you know. And it sucks. It fucking sucks, man. I'm gonna be so fucking honest with you. And I know that sometimes, like, they watch my shit, or, like, I don't know. I want to believe that they don't, and they don't think about me at all, because, like, I don't know. I love the fact that I'm just remembering her in, like, such good ways, and that for what she has done to break the relationship. And I don't have, like, hatred, and I don't have, like, um, grudge or anything like that against her. I just love her so much, and I actually want to see her succeed. I actually want her to succeed without me. Like, if she, like, if I couldn't be there for her success, like, I do want her still to get it. Like, she wants to be a photographer, like a professional photographer. I wish to see her be a photographer, like I actually do. And, like, a lot of people, actually, specifically one of my best friends, asked me once. He said, "You don't hate them," and I was just like, "No, I actually love them. Like, I actually, you know, want them to succeed. I want to see them become a better person, you know." And he was just like, damn, that's not everybody says that." And I was just like, "But everybody should say that, because love is free, okay? We have it to supply it, and it is infinite, just like the universe is. And I literally work with the goddess of love, so I do have it unconditionally. And, like, listen, okay? I'm just fulfilled, like, again, as an Aquarius, I'm just fulfilled by fulfilling my community. If my community is fulfilled, that's a natural true leader right there, you know. If my people are pleased, that's all I need, man. You know, that is me. I am the mom friend, you know. And even if they're not my friends, I guess I still love them, you know. In the spiritual world, I do see us as friends, because what we had is like a soul contract, you know. It had to end the way it ended, and it had to go that way, and it had to be remembered also the way it is remembered, you know, because that only shows how, like, the good things that she did made an impact on me more than the bad things that she did. And it's really happy for me to, like, feel that, and because I love her, you know what I mean? Like, this is just, yeah. I really, in a twisted way, hope that one day when she does become a better person, and she does succeed, and she does rise up, that we could reunite, perhaps. But I don't know if I actually want that, you know. I don't know if she would ever be the same person, or like a person that would suit me. But it's okay for me to, like, love from a distance. But I just miss it sometimes, you know? I remember once, this is really sad and really funny at the same time. So my previous roommate's girlfriend was also previously my best friend, you know? Like, not on the same level as Susan, but, like, she was getting close. Like, if she would have stayed, we would end up being on the same level of closeness, because she was my type of person. We had very good chemistry, and at the beginning of our connection, funny story, we met on my birthday, and I didn't even exchange one word to her on my birthday, because I didn't know her. She was like a guest, like an extra of one of the extras, you know. So I I didn't even know who she was, I didn't, and I was too high to say anything, that for sure. So, yeah, funny. But like when we started meeting again, when we started meeting as a group and everything, with Susan, because Susan was always a very major part of the group, obviously. Then like both Susan and that girl had a crush on me at that time. So they were competing in like gestures towards me. Like if she would pick me a flower, like the other one would pick me a bigger flower, and like stuff like that. If like one would hold my hand and the other one would walk the other way and hold my other hand, like it was very cute, and like her as well. I see her in that way of like our good experiences made a mark on me more than the bad experiences, and it's usually like that for me, with most people. Not my dad. Today I was with my sister at the mall. Not the same mall that she works at, like Susan. A different one, where I work, actually. So, I. It is about Susan, though, because I brought, my weed so I could, roll joints, smoke joints in between, shopping. Because my sister, like, if you don't know me, I'm a tomboy. If I spend hours in the mall, it's gonna be in an arcade. Like I cannot stand like just walking around doing shopping. Like I cannot do that, I don't have the energy to do that. I need joint breaks between that shit. And my sister is a cigarette smoker. Let me repeat that again. She is a cigarette smoker. And that is disgusting. Cigarettes are disgusting and it's gonna kill you, but like, okay. And it doesn't even do anything. Like, it just gets you addicted to it. But never mind. I didn't say anything, okay? But my sister, she would say, oh, I need a smoke break. I need a smoke break, And like, all I could think about is how I used to smoke with Susan, in between like shopping, and in our like we used to also work together. If you didn't know that, it's so sad. Oh my god, you can't believe how fucking many memories I have with this girl. all all of my social interactions, almost since 15 years of age until 20 years of 5 whole fucking years, man, is every social interaction. Because even though we would see each other like once in a while, and then see each other almost every day, and then a while not see each other, and then once in a while, it was like a cycle like that. We were still like meeting a lot. We would do, and also when we would meet, we would do crazy, memorable shit, So it wasn't like a normal Monday that you were just gonna forget about. No, you want to remember this because it was fun, it was thrilling, it was exciting. Like, hell yeah, This is a story I'm gonna tell my children, I was just looking at my iPhone in my gallery to like remember more stories from her, and I have this picture here from March 12th last year, and it's her and Brianna in an elevator, and I took the picture, and it was actually really funny because we went to like that's a story inside of a story. Like we went to how do you is there a verb to say like you've joined the military? Because if there is, that is the party's subject, right? The dude that I went to actually primary school with, we were on the same class in primary school. He was like a fresh student from France, and then I went to this youth group and he was there in the music. Like if I was like visual arts, he was like playing guitar in the band, of the youth group, and I was just like always seeing him with my soon-to-be best friend in high school, which also went on a reality TV show as a vocalist, as a singer. That would send you to Eurovision. She didn't win or anything, but I think that's what it was. I think so. Anyway, so they were best friends. So or close friends or something. So every time I would see her, I would see him too, and it became this thing, right? And then I don't know, I would always be around him because also a best friend of mine that I've met through her, the singer, um, Ziskis, that does my jingle for the podcast, was also one of his best friends. So sometimes we would just sit, me, Ziskis's girlfriend, and a few friends, and that dude in this dude's house because he had a penthouse and shit. So yeah, and we we go way back. So and Susan and Brianna know him because he works at a bar that we frequented. That was, if my twin flame was working at a mini market 24/7 that's right here, and there's this street corner like this, and here is on the same fucking building, here is the bar, right? So this is the bar we would frequent a lot, and he was working there. He was a waiter. So yeah, they invited Susan and Brianna as well, and of course they invited me because and we went, and Ziskis was there. It was really funny. It was kind of in March, and it's a holiday of wearing costumes, so everybody was wearing a costume, and in the picture Susan has a Santa Claus hat, and I was a vampire, whatever. I wasn't I was just looking like me. I don't know. Yeah, but it was really fun. It was really fun. I got to see all of my friends and just acquaintances from the bar and from high school and Ziskis and everything like that. It was really fun, and also doing that with both of my best friends, at the time, was really fun. So yeah, let me see what other stories I can remember. This is from that day when we went to the beach. And to my Halloween party, she dressed up as me. This is also a very cute memory that I will forever remember in the best way possible. It was a random ass Wednesday, and she came over, and under my first ever apartment, it was the most full of store retails and restaurants, shit like that, street in the central city, and in downtown. I was living downtown basically, actually, central station, crosswalk, boop, my house, actually. So she came over, and we first of all went and bought a bong, and then we hit the bong, and then we were, hungry, so we went downstairs to the pizza place. And then in the pizza place they had fish and chips, and I will never forget the fact that first of all, the person who owns that pizza place has the same name as my dad, and he is also so funny because every time he looks at me, he just makes the funniest comment that no other normal individual could think about, and I don't even know how to repeat it to you because I don't even know what he said, to be fully honest with you. It's something about the look, something about but I don't understand this dude, and it was really funny because he would always say, oh, he would recognize me by my order, right? Us, me and Susan, oh, you're the fish and chips girls, it was really funny. Yeah, so yeah, and so let's just wrap this up and just say that I am still healing from that, and I am very grateful to have actual real friends in my life, and I know I'm not alone, and I feel fulfilled and happy with the people that are in my life because I love them as well. And I'm just grateful that also things ended the way they did and didn't last too long and were too dreadful and were too painful, because most of like the hits that I took were from Brianna and not from Susan, because she didn't want to even speak to me when I was trying to cooperate and be like and apologize for nothing really. But I know they're like very like emotional, so I do my best to like start a conversation and be like, if me saying I apologize would make them want to open that message and want to communicate, okay, cool, I can tell them later, look, you did this, this, and this, that was, my strategy with them, so because I couldn't go other way, sadly. uh then she wouldn't cooperate and she wouldn't respond to me and like whatever. But yeah, that's it. I couldn't stop thinking about her, and I really want to like. I was about to say I really want to communicate with her, but I don't really. I don't really, you know. I like the idea of what we were, but I don't think it could ever be like that again. Definitely not as long as she's still seeing Brianna, and definitely not as long as she is not in like a healthier mindset and I'm in a more stable place, because like I just need a break from like new people and like I don't want to say new experiences, but just like I just need a break from like old people, actually. People from my old life, because I'm trying to build a new one, so yeah. Well, anyway, thank you guys for listening to my stories and to my very sad tragedy of a life. And I hope this was emo enough for you. I'm gonna go now and smoke the rest of that spliff and go pee. I have to pee actually. So, goodbye.